What's up, everybody? Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com. Friday afternoon, we are on the eve, or actually week 2 of the NFL season started last night with a barn burner in D.C. as the Washington football team with a gift from Dexter Lawrence, a gift from Kenny Galladay in a drop touchdown pass. Dexter Lawrence jumping offside when Washington missed the field goal on the potential game winner on the last play of the game. But Dexter Lawrence from Clemson, offsides. The next kick, they make it. They win. It goes over, but the Giants cover, but no money line. And my buddy, Caden Smith, absolutely bullied and dominated Chase Young all night long. Don't believe me? Go throw on the tape. All right. Before we get to some week 2 picks, let's go with some big takeaways from week 1. Dak Prescott should break his ankle more often. I think that was the best game I've ever seen Dak Prescott play. He was spectacular in a 31-29 loss to the Bucs. Like I said all summer, and I'm all over Pittsburgh's win total over 8.5 at a little plus money and over 9 at a plus 160. They go into Buffalo and win as a 6.5 point underdog. As I said all summer, the demise of Benny Roethlisberger has been greatly exaggerated. The Jags, what an unmitigated disaster they are going to be under Oscar Meyer Wiener. I don't know if he's going to make it, folks. Don't know. I guarantee the day he was hired, he wouldn't make it to November 1st of year 2, that he'd quit or get fired by then. Now I don't even know if he's going to make it a week, or now we have 17 games, so I don't know that he'll make it a week 18 before he gets fired or quits. And we'll get back to the Jags when I get into my picks here shortly. Tennessee and Atlanta are the bums of the week. That was awful. And how my new Falcons head coach, for opening drive of the game, we have six snaps in the red zone. Kyle Pitts is on the bench, on the sidelines for all 6 of those snaps. Why'd you draft him number 4? Or more importantly, why is he not in the game? He's a mismatch nightmare for defenses. Unacceptable. Unbelievable. Titans, maybe worse than my Falcons last week. Taylor Lewan, Zach Bada Bing's boy, multi-time Pro Bowler. Boy, Chandler Jones put him, wow, that was ugly. That was like Jerry Rice against Tim McKyer, the DB for the Falcons in the 80s, who got 6 touchdowns, torched on him by Jerry Rice in one game. All right, Joey Burrow, he's back. More on the Bengals in a minute. Nice win for the Chiefs. Tough loss for the Browns, but they covered. San Fran got backdoored by Jared Goff and the Lions. Nice win for Miami at New England in Foxborough. And they get them when it was warm. Did not have to go up there in the cold. The Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater, looking pretty good. More on the Broncos in a minute. And the Bears looking bad. Stafford looking good in his debut. And Jameis, first start for the Saints. Jabu, he was so prepared, really prepared. And the Saints defense made Aaron Rodgers look as bad as I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers look. And how about that win for the Raiders in overtime? First packed house at that great stadium in Las Vegas. They played there last year, but obviously no fans. But that leaves Vegas in a tough situation coming to Heinz Field. Not only are you on a short week, but you're off an emotional win. Again, you're first at home with a big crowd. And you also have all the extra snaps from overtime. So just a perfect situational spot for the Steelers. All right, let's get to the picks and let's fade the Jagoffs and Oscar Meyer. We go with Denver. Look, slight red flag that it's back-to-back road games, that they have to fly east for a second week in a row. Slight red flag, Jerry Jeudy out 4 to 6 weeks with an ankle. But the just utter ineptitude of the Jagoffs organization. The report from Jason Lockenfora that Oscar is just going nuts over preseason losses as if it matters, that the NFL veterans on his coaching staff, like he's got some guys he brought from college, but it's like a half and half split. The NFL guys are just dumbfounded by his lack of preparedness and his just like having no idea what's going on in terms of preparing for an NFL game and for the every practice, etc. The guy is lost. It's only going to get worse, but it's going to get good for us because we're on the Broncos -6. I like what I saw out of Tyrod Taylor, and I'm going to go with the Houston Texans +13 at Cleveland. Taylor, 291 passing yards last week against the Jags, 2 touchdown passes without an interception, 4 rushing attempts, 40 rushing yards. Cleveland's Odell Beckham Jr. is out, and several other key players for Cleveland are listed as questionable. We'll know more later in the weekend. The Browns, double-digit favorites only 3 times in the last decade, so it's an unfamiliar spot, 1-2 against the spread in those situations. Back to the prepared Saints. If you can get it at 3 and on Friday afternoon, bet MGM and our good friends with Jay Cornegay at the Westgate Superbook. They have New Orleans at 3, albeit a -120 price. We're good with that. New Orleans has dominated the Panthers in Charlotte their last 4 trips, 3 blowout wins, 4 wins, 3 spread covers. Saints win 33-7 at Carolina last year, 42-10 in 2019, only 12-9 in 2018, and 34-13 in 2017. Man, the Saints defense had Aaron Rodgers bewildered. And get rid of the man bun, A-Raj. Jeez, tighten up, dude. And dysfunction up in Green Bay. That's going to be, we'll keep our eyes on that. And back to Joey Burrow and the Bengals. It wasn't just Joey Burrow and Joe Mixon, who's now a top 10 running back in the NFL, in my opinion. It wasn't just his outstanding set of receivers, Jamar Chase, the rookie, number 5 pick in the draft. It wasn't just Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, the Clemson product. It was the defense holding Dalvin Cook, one of the top 2 or 3 running backs in the league, to only 61 rushing yards on 20 attempts. And now they go to Soldier Field to play Chicago, where the Boo Birds will be out for Andy Dalton. And they're going to be asking for Justin Fields to go in. You know, whether Fields will play better than Dalton, he's a lot better athlete, obviously, and much higher upside. I mean, Dalton's washed up. He had a pretty good career with the Bengals, but he's done. He's not throwing the ball down the field. He's just intermediate routes and checkdowns, and they're going to be booing him. And is Fields ready? Look, it doesn't matter. Whether it's Dalton, whether it's Fields, I like the Bengals to win outright. You can take them +2. You might be able to get a money line return of +120, +125. Either or, they're both going to be winners. All right. I am also mulling, but have not pulled the trigger on the Rams -3.5 at Indy. But I'm probably going to pull the trigger on that one. I think Pittsburgh's a great tease team this week. Maybe package them in a teaser with Denver. Seattle might be a good tease team, although I could see Tennessee bouncing back and maybe covering. I doubt they get the win out there, but I'd say Pittsburgh and Denver are my favorite tease teams. But I'm not against Seattle, and Seattle is in the later time slot. So if you did a 3-team tease and hit Denver and Pittsburgh early, and Seattle was the last leg of it, to just win outright, you could do some Tennessee +6.5 or 7, and maybe hit both with a hedge, or do the hedge where at least you break even, or maybe even a slight profit. So there we go. I'm not against also Detroit on Monday night against the Packers. Oh, and also late word, Josh Jacobs can't go for the Raiders this week, so that's another good factor for Pittsburgh. Maybe I'll end up playing Pittsburgh -6, although I'm a little hesitant to do so. But if Josh Jacobs is out, and I saw that right as I was coming on here, I didn't read it. I just saw the headline. I hope it wasn't just out of practice today, but I think he's out. But double check that. I'm Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com. Let's go cash some winners on the NFL. Thanks for listening. Over and out.